Some questions are better left unasked, because the answer is worse than not knowing. We're confident, way too confident. Satellites map every inch of the planet. AI reads dead languages in hours. We've decoded DNA, walked on the moon, and peered inside atoms. We act like the past belongs to us, studied, cataloged, explained. Then the ground gives something back. Today, 10 discoveries. An underground city designed to hide 50,000 people from something we have no name for. A temple built 9,000 years before the civilization that supposedly built it. A structure at the bottom of the Pacific with a human face carved into its side. And the Great Pyramid, scanned, measured, and studied for 2 centuries. That is still right now actively hiding rooms we haven't found. None of these have explanations. After this, the past will feel like a threat. Egypt. 30 minutes south of Cairo. A hole in the desert floor. You descend. The tunnel runs straight for hundreds of meters through solid bedrock, perfectly level, perfectly dark, and lining both walls, black granite boxes. 27 of them. Each one weighs 70 tons. The lid alone, 27 tons. They were placed inside chambers whose ceilings clear the box by inches. There is no room to maneuver, no room for a crane, no room to think about how this was done. Here is where it becomes uncomfortable. Each box is polished flat to within 2 ten-thousandths of an inch. The interior corners, 90 degrees, ground smooth, inside a box made of the hardest granite on Earth, through an opening barely large enough to fit a man. The kind of precision that modern machinists achieve with computer-guided tools. The official explanation: sacred bulls. These 70-ton aerospace tolerance boxes were built to hold mummified animals. Stand in that tunnel, hold that thought, see if it holds. The boxes are still there, empty, sealed, and completely, utterly silent about what they were actually for. Deeper into Egypt, deeper into something older. The temple of Seti I at Abydos was built 3,200 years ago. That makes it ancient by any standard. The Osirion is beneath it. You descend 17 feet below the temple floor to reach it. Inside, a stone island surrounded by a channel of water fed directly by the Nile water table. Giant granite blocks, 100 tons each, fitted without mortar. No inscriptions, no decoration, just mass and silence. Egyptologist Flinders Petrie found it in 1902 and immediately noticed the problem. The style is completely wrong for the New Kingdom period. The scale is wrong. The technique is wrong. It matches, precisely matches, the Valley Temple beside the Sphinx at Giza. That temple has been geologically dated to at least 7,000 BC based on water erosion patterns in the surrounding limestone. Patterns that require thousands of years of rainfall in a region that's been desert since 3000 BC. If the Osirion is the same style, the same technique, the same hand, it may be the same age. 9,000 years old, 4,000 years before the first pharaoh, before Egypt was Egypt. Someone built a temple to the god of resurrection before the civilization that worshipped him existed. Or the civilization is older than we're willing to admit. We surface. We go further south, into Africa. Zimbabwe. There is no mortar, not one drop. In walls 11 meters high and 6 meters thick. In towers that rise above the surrounding plains. In a perimeter that runs for over half a kilometer without interruption. Great Zimbabwe. More than 1 million granite blocks, cut and stacked without adhesive, fitted with such precision that after 6 centuries, they still stand. For 100 years, colonial archaeologists refused to credit Africans with building it. They attributed it to Phoenicians, Arabs, ancient Israelites. The logic was not subtle. A structure this sophisticated could not come from sub-Saharan Africa. The documents of that era say so openly. They were wrong. But correcting that lie left the actual mystery unexamined. The acoustic chambers inside the ruins direct sound with the precision of engineered speakers. Not randomly, specific frequencies, aimed at specific spaces. The frequencies correspond, in human neurology, to trance states. The main tower aligns with the summer solstice sunrise to within half a degree. These are not accidents of primitive construction. These are choices. Deliberate, sophisticated choices made by someone who understood sound, astronomy, and ritual space at a level that required significant accumulated knowledge. Where is the record of that knowledge? Where are the other structures it produced? There are none. From the plains, underground. Cappadocia, Turkey, 1963. A man in Cappadocia knocks down a wall during home renovations. Behind it, a tunnel. He walks in. The tunnel descends. He keeps walking. He has found Derinkuyu, a subterranean city carved into volcanic rock 18 levels deep, reaching 85 meters below the surface. Estimated capacity, 50,000 people, plus livestock, plus granaries, wine presses, oil presses, wells, churches, schools. The ventilation system, over 50,000 individual air shafts, at 85 meters underground, fresh air. The wells reach groundwater and are isolated from the tunnel system so a besieging army could poison the water supply above, and no one below would die. Each level could be sealed from the inside by a circular stone door weighing half a ton. From the outside, it looked like solid rock. The deepest levels may date to 7000 BC. Here is the thing that matters most. Derinkuyu was not dug gradually, randomly, over generations by people expanding their basement. The geometry of the ventilation, the load-bearing walls, the water system, they reflect a single comprehensive plan. Someone sat down and designed a city for 50,000 people to vanish into and survive indefinitely underground. That requires knowing something is coming. Something bad enough that you need to make 50,000 people disappear. We have no record of what that was. We surface. We cross the Pacific. Japan, 1987. A dive instructor named Kihachiro Aratake drifts below the surface near Yonaguni Island, Japan, on a routine dive. He stops. Below him, stone terraces dropping in steps toward the ocean floor, right angles, flat walls, a staircase built for something much larger than a human being. The structure runs for nearly 150 meters along the seabed. The main monolith, 75 meters wide, 27 meters tall. The area was above sea level during the last ice age. If the structure is man-made, it is at minimum 10,000 years old, before Egypt, before Mesopotamia, before the written word. The official position, natural rock formation, unusual but explicable erosion patterns. Here is what that position requires you to accept. On the eastern face of the main structure, carved into the rock, a face, wide-eyed, human, unmistakably intentional. Erosion does not carve faces. Japanese geologist Masaki Kimura spent 20 years cataloging the site. His conclusion: roads, pillars, a stadium, a triumphal arch, the infrastructure of a city. His colleagues said he was projecting. The face in the rock says nothing either way. It just looks at you, from the Pacific to the jungle. Cambodia. You know the image. 5 towers in morning mist, the reflection pool, the sunrise. Here's what that image doesn't show. The full Angkor complex covered an area larger than modern Los Angeles, the largest pre-industrial urban settlement in human history. Population, somewhere between 500,000 and 1 million people. Its hydraulic system managed monsoon floods with engineering precision that modern hydrologists still study. One reservoir, 12 million cubic meters of water. In 2015, LiDAR scanning revealed a formal city grid beneath the jungle canopy. Streets, buildings, infrastructure extending far beyond any previously known boundary. A hidden city inside a lost city. And on the walls of the inner sanctuary, among thousands of carved figures, one that doesn't belong. Different posture, different style. Carved into stone 900 years ago. In its hands, an object that multiple independent researchers have described separately as resembling a handheld device. It is one carving among thousands. It could be nothing. It has been there for 900 years. Nobody who studies the site officially acknowledges it. That, for a field built on documentation and publication, is itself extraordinary. Deeper into the jungle, into South America. 7 hours from Lima, a place most tourists never reach. Cut into the face of a massive red cliff on the Peruvian Altiplano near Lake Titicaca, a perfect rectangular recess. 7 meters wide, 7 meters tall, exact proportions. At its center, a small circular indentation, the size of a human hand. The Aymara people call it Puerta de Hayu Marca, the gate of the gods. Their tradition says a golden disc was the key, and that priests who performed the correct ritual could walk through and not come back, or come back from somewhere else entirely. Geologists date the carving to before the Inca. How far before? Unknown. What the geologists also found, the surface was not made by chipping. The rock face shows evidence of having been heated, fused somehow by extreme temperature. The texture doesn't match any known stone tool. It doesn't match weathering. It matches nothing currently in the archaeological toolkit. No expedition has been proposed. No funding has been sought. No one has publicly tried to explain how a mountain wall was melted. The handprint hollow in the center is smooth from centuries of touch. Whose hands and why they were reaching, that part is gone. From the Altiplano to Bosnia, to hills that are not hills. Look at the hills surrounding the town of Visoko, 4 of them, each one with 4 geometric faces at consistent slope angles, each face oriented to a cardinal direction, north, south, east, west. Hills do not have 4 faces. Hills do not point north. In 2005, researcher Semir Osmanagic began excavating. Under the surface, fitted stone slabs, arranged geometrically, without mortar. The structure beneath the largest hill has a base wider than the Great Pyramid of Giza and a projected height of over 200 meters, which would make it the tallest pyramid on Earth. The mainstream archaeological community has refused to engage seriously. Not argued, refused. Funding denied. Access challenged. Publications blocked. The dismissal has been institutional, not scientific. What is harder to dismiss? Deep inside the tunnel system beneath the hills, sensors have recorded ultrasonic pulses at 28 kilohertz, a frequency that passes through solid rock with no natural source. Electromagnetic anomalies that shift with the time of day. A column of energy rising from the apex of the main structure, measured independently by multiple teams. Mainstream physics cannot explain what is generating it. The official response to those measurements is not a counter-explanation. It is silence. And now the last one. The one we've been circling for 2 centuries. Peru, 5,000 years ago. This one doesn't look like what it is. The coastal desert of Peru. What appears to be a series of eroded hills. Beneath them, a city. 6 massive pyramids, the largest 60 feet tall, covering the footprint of 4 city blocks. Age, 5,000 years. Contemporary with the oldest structures in Egypt. No pottery, no weapons, no writing. None of the things archaeologists use to fingerprint civilizations. What Caral does have, sunken circular amphitheaters designed with acoustic precision. A whisper at the center travels cleanly to the outer edge. Irrigation canals stretching miles into the desert. Evidence of a population above 30,000. A civilization that engineered acoustics and fed 30,000 people before inventing the wheel, before writing, before pottery. And then, at the height of its power, it buried itself, deliberately, building by building, plaza by plaza, entrance by entrance. The excavation finds no evidence of conquest, no catastrophe, no disease. They chose to disappear. The reason is completely unknown, not debated, unknown. There is no theory with meaningful evidence behind it. A civilization of 30,000 people decided together that it was time to stop, sealed everything they had built, and left no explanation. Whatever they knew, they kept it. And now, the top, the oldest, the one that never stops giving up secrets. Giza, Egypt. We keep coming back here, every generation, with better tools, better questions, more certainty that this time we'll understand it. The pyramid keeps not answering. In 2017, the Scan Pyramids project used muon tomography, a technique from particle physics, to see through solid stone without digging. They found a void, a large empty space above the Grand Gallery, at least 24 meters long. Orientation, unclear. Purpose, completely unknown. It had been there for 45 centuries. No one knew. That same year, thermal cameras showed stones on the eastern face heating faster than the surrounding blocks at sunrise. The pattern indicates cavities or different materials directly behind the surface. The pattern is not random. It forms a shape. That shape has not been officially released. In 2023, ground-penetrating radar found what appears to be a narrow corridor beneath the descending passage, running toward the Sphinx enclosure. It ends in a chamber. The chamber has not been opened. Every time we look harder, another layer. Not an answer, a deeper question. Now here is what nobody in the mainstream wants to say out loud. We cannot build the Great Pyramid today, not with unlimited funding, not in 20 years, not with the best construction technology on Earth. 2.3 million stones averaging 2.5 tons each, placed to within 1/50th of an inch. A 13-acre base level to within 2 inches across its entire perimeter. Cardinal alignment accurate to within 3/60ths of 1 degree. That is not primitive engineering that we've surpassed. That is precision we have not matched. And whatever is inside that unopened chamber, whatever shape the thermal cameras found, whatever is in the void above the Grand Gallery, it has been waiting there, in the dark, for 4,500 years. Waiting for someone to finally ask the right question. We haven't asked it yet. 10 places, 10 silences. Not objects in museum cases, places you can go. Stand inside, touch the walls. Feel the weight of something you cannot explain pressing back through the stone. The mystery is not behind glass. It is in the bedrock beneath your feet, in the tunnel that goes down one more level, in the chamber that nobody has opened, in the carving on the wall that everybody sees and nobody discusses. This planet is older, stranger, and more occupied than any map admits. Subscribe, there is more.